Welcome to Framify. In this video, we're gonna go and see how we can recreate this amazing hero section without writing any line of code. If you are a beginner in Framify, then this video is for you, or if you're just getting used to the tool, then walk with me as I try and dissect important aspects and we'll find ways we can build hero sections that improve the quality of your website. So the first thing we're gonna look at, we're gonna see how we can create amazing, this is a nice amazing button section where if I just hover inside here, we have this nice color change and this arrow change from which makes you just wanna click it. And then we have this other design area here where we kind of have like an Instagram page, and inside it we have a bunch of images in form of a carousel, or more specifically a ticker. Notice when I hover inside, there is a slowing down process, and then you also have this nice element around this design. And finally, we're gonna look on how to create an amazing navigation section, which, as you can see, when I hover inside, we have this nice image here, and then we also have these beautiful elements that are very well designed. So don't you worry about, don't just ignore the content, because here our goal is to learn the key ideas and how to rebuild them ourselves. So this is Framify, and let's get this started. My name is Joe and this is Framify. Let's get started. So shout out to toplane.io for design inspiration. I just didn't create that part out of thin air. For you to become a good designer, you also need to learn how to capture inspiration from top designers. So this is a website that we are going to learn from and pick up some ideas, and we're gonna rebuild this amazing hero section together. So let's go into Framify. So when you enter Framify, you're gonna see your canvas. So we're gonna start it from a blank canvas, and with me here I have a desktop, and inside this desktop, notice I have a fill color of gray. Normally when you start in Framify, your color is usually white, but I'm gonna use gray for mine. And then inside here I also have other elements. I have some text here and some images, and also some text, which are gonna help us assemble everything. But don't you worry, I'm gonna take you through the most important part. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start by building this navigation part, whereby we have this amazing drop down section where, as I hover, we can see we can navigate easily to where we want to go in our site. So to do that very easily, we're gonna kickstart it with a few help from the Framify pre-made navigation templates, and we're gonna come and pick one that has a drop down section. As you can see, this one has an arrow, so I'm just gonna drag this and place it inside my desktop. And then now from there, it's all about organizing this text into the structure that we want. So I'm gonna start by putting in my content and my logo. So I'm just gonna double click this and then gonna go straight to the component. So notice when you drag and drop inside a navigation, it's already in form of a component, and a component is just a state that we can create so that we can reuse something. So in case we want to reuse this navigation bar, we can just use a component. So I'm gonna just double click it, and then gonna go straight to my component, and I'm gonna just rearrange a bunch of stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna do this quickly, then we're gonna get back to the program. Nice. So now we have recreated our navigation bar very quickly, and what we have here is something very similar to this website here, as you can see, but much of our text and our patterns are not as working as this one. So we're not gonna see how can we recreate this drop down section and how can we have these nice effects on hover. Yeah, so to do that, as you can see, when we view our website, we have this pre-made, this one is pre-made by Framer. So but we want to add our own kind of a feel and look to it. So to do that, let's go back to our workspace and let's double click on our component. Now let's go here to the trigger, which is these resources, and then we also want to also make sure that we can position this is where we want to have on hover. So to create that effect, we need to make sure that we have an overlay trigger. So when I click here, you can see that we have a trigger. This is a component by itself, which is called trigger 2, and then just below it you can see it has an overlay. So any pre-made navigation bar with a drop down menu has this overlay put together. So this is quite easy for us. So the next thing what we just need to do is add our content inside here so that it can resemble this part that we want to build. So to do that, we're gonna use a quick hack, and this is something I want to put you guys on. So there's something called Framify.design, and it's a very good collection of Framer components and templates, and this is Framify. It's called Framify.design. So if you wish to fasten your design process and get to the real stuff as soon as possible, ship sites as quickly as possible, you can check them out. So I'm gonna go to Framify. So Framify, as you can see, I went to the drop down. Let me just take you from the home page. So here's the home page, and then you can come here and click here like components, which I want to use right now. I go to the drop down menus, and then as you can see, I'll just go to pick this menu, for example, and I'm just gonna copy it on my clipboard. Get back to our framer. So notice we are in this section here. So what I'll do here, I'll just come and click this. This is also a component by itself. So what I want is I want to detach instance. So once I detach the instance, I can now see the items inside it, or rather its child elements. So what I can do here is just delete all the content inside here because I don't need them. And then now inside this area, I want to hold Control V, and I'm gonna paste all my content inside here. So what we have done, we have pasted a component that we have just copied and pasted from Framify. And so what we want now is make sure that it fits. We have a nice, we have something that fits well. So now when I click, I'm gonna double click this on this component, and I'm gonna click unlink instance because now we wanna change the direction of the items. So I'm gonna click here the parent, and I'm gonna come here to direction, and I'm gonna change the direction from left to right. So this is happening because we have changed the direction, and the items inside here, these ones, are set to fill the available space. And then because now our primary, which is this version 1, has a fixed width, they will just make sure they fit this 280 space. So we're gonna try and free up increase more space so that our content inside can fit in well and perfectly well. Okay, like that. So I think we can see something nice, but then again we're gonna do a little bit of structuring. So we're gonna pick these two, and I'm gonna hold them into a stack. Control Alt Enter. I'm gonna do the same for this other one. Control Alt Enter. Sorry, I'm gonna do the same for this one. Control Alt Enter. So now we have stacks. We've just grouped these two, these four into two. So now we have two stacks, this side this one and this one. Okay, so the reason why we're doing this is we want to change the direction from left to right to top to bottom. So we come to this stack, and then we're just gonna click direction top to bottom. I'm gonna do this for this one, top to bottom. Okay, what we're trying to do, we're trying to create something that resembles what we have on our website. Here is we have two columns, top to bottom, and then the image here. So now, as you can see, it's coming up really well. So now perhaps what we can do again is minimize the height, minimize the size of our primary. Okay, and then now let's go back to the navigation section, and as you can see, we can come here again to resources, and this there's a problem here because we now need to adjust the the width of this. So I'm gonna adjust the width to feel to a certain width that is friendly for us, and then I'm gonna make sure that this parent one is also as big as possible. Okay, so this is going to be like our background of our drop down menu. So now inside here, or inside this frame, which is our link resources, we want to add our image. So I'm gonna go back to home where I have my image, and this is the image that I have. So I'm gonna click Ctrl+C, and I'm gonna go back to the navigation menu, come to resources, the overlay, and I'm gonna click the overlay, and I'm gonna Ctrl+V, and I'm gonna paste it inside it. And then I'm gonna go to the overlay again, links resources, and I'm gonna change the direction from top to bottom to left to right, like that. I'm gonna position this to this other side like that, and then I can just adjust the width, and perhaps I can adjust the height of this, and then I can, so that it fits the content. So I'm gonna go to fixed, and I'm gonna make sure that we adjust the height like that, somewhere like that, so that it matches the height of this. So now, as you can see, we have something nice here. And then, so this white part, this background, is the one that is going to appear on our background. So I'm just gonna make sure that this overlay has some height of like 1800, and I'm gonna explain to you why I'm doing 1800. But for now, let's just see how it comes out. And then I'm gonna put it to the center, and this thing is the child elements inside these links are arranged in form of a layout. So they have a layout. So what I can do is I can adjust these to have, first of all, I can group these two into a stack itself, and then I can make sure that the stack fits the content. And then what I can do is I can make sure the stack, which is holding this image and this, to have a position of absolutely positioned. And then I'm just gonna go to the links again and make sure that we have a height fixed set to fixed, so that it doesn't break what we have here. And then we can also drag this main one, which is the parent, to somewhere like there. And then let's go back to the stack, and so we're gonna go back to the stack, and I'm just gonna now drag it to somewhere here, so that it just falls right below the resources section. So, and notice I'm gonna also get rid of the radius of this drop down menu, and yeah, so that's pretty much it. So now when we view our website, we can see something that is coming up really well. So as you can see, we have this nice drop down menu, but we still need to make sure that this height is small. We need to kill this gap here, and we also need to make it a little bit shorter in terms of height. So to do that, I'm gonna go back again to my overlay, and I'm gonna click here the links here, and I'm gonna make sure that the offset is a little bit smaller. So the offset means what is the distance between the overlay and its its navigation section. So somewhere like that is good. And then I can also adjust the height a bit, and then I can just minimize the width like that. So I think that is good enough. So if I exit again and I go to my homepage, as you can see, if I hover now, we have something very nice that comes up really well. yeah, so now what remaining is for us to design it where we can see when we hover here we have this image popping out, or it's coming out really well. So to do that, I'm gonna go back again to these resources, come here to links and resources, come here now to the frame or the image that we wanna put that effect on, and then come here to effects, and I'm gonna click add, gonna click hover effect. So when we hover, it's gonna rise like that. So when we hover, it's gonna scale to 1.1, and I think that's now okay. So when we come and view our website, you can see we have this nice hover effect. We can see we have this nice hover effect, although you can see there's something going on here. This is because this section here has a background and we just need to get rid of it. So let's come here to resources, come here to this part here, and we're gonna get rid of this background because we don't need it. And then now if we go back to our website, and now when we view it, you can see there's a nice hover effect around, and then also these sections have nice nice ideas. So that's pretty much how you build this navigation section. If you wish to learn more about it, I will have the remix file in the description. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video where we're gonna recreate this amazing other area.